All right, so I've been seeing the comments, man. Some of y'all been like, T, when you going to talk about the Arc Pulse case? The Arc Pulse looks just like a dope case. It's going to be one of your favorite cases. I've been hearing that comment ever since the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go on the website and let me buy it for myself. I don't have no affiliation with Arc. I don't know nobody over there. I went to the website, bought this with my own money. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, I guess you can call this a case. If you guys don't know anything about the Arc Pulse, it's got to be one of the most interesting designs out there so far when we are talking about a case for the iPhone. So let's go ahead and take our time. What do we know? This is our first time talking about this case, so we got to take our time with the packaging and all that. So very nice packaging. All right, so this case right here is $60. Like I said, you can't technically call it a case, but this is what we're working with. So Arc Pulse, you got the little Arc Pulse design right there. So there it is on the side, Arc Pulse. This is going to be an aluminum case, all right? So nothing plastic, Arc Pulse aluminum on both sides. You got the Arc emblem right there, Arc on there. On the back, now this is the aluminum black version. They also have like a high shiny silver polished version. You know, I like to keep everything matte. I like to keep everything stealthy. So that's the reason why I went with the aluminum black version. And it's basically telling you how to attach it. It's kind of like a slide on design because there's only, let's just look at the design. All right, so here it is. This is the Arc Pulse case. I don't even know where to put this top. I'm looking all around. So yeah, this is what you get. This is the case, I guess, if you want to say so. So let's go ahead and take the top out. All right, and let's take the bottom out. Anything else we get in the packaging? Nope, nothing else in that packaging. We are good to go. So these two things here, all right, this is the case. You're gonna get a little top portion that's gonna cover your camera, you're gonna cover your sides, the bumper and everything, and then you're gonna get a bottom area that covers your bottom the exact same way. Now this really, it's a little cold to the touch. This is aluminum, so it is, you can't flex this thing, you can't bend it. It is very rigid, very, seems like it's a very nice quality. I can give you that. You got the little Arc Pulse emblem, little, very subtle, all right? I like subtle logos, and that's exactly what they have on there. I would have liked to seen some type of, maybe some soft lining on the inside. Well, actually it does. Okay, it does feel like it is a little bit rubbery. All right, so that's good. I was first kind of curious, like, I'm not about to put this aluminum on my phone, but no, it has like a rubbery coat. You really can't tell by looking at the actual product itself, but it does have a very nice, soft, rubbery texture on the inside. And there you see it says Arc Pulse with the little Arc Pulse emblem once again. So let's just go ahead and grab the phone, all right, and let's just slide it up here. This is interesting. This is by far the most interesting case that I've ever reviewed on the channel, all right? That might be the video title of it. So let's see if we can slide it on, and I could be, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly, all right? And I think that is right. There we go. All right, you gotta hear that snap. You hear that? Now, that's a satisfying click for you right there. Y'all know how we talk about satisfying clicks. That's what that was when that just popped on. That is just as satisfying as you're gonna be able to get it. And let's do the same for the bottom. All right, and we're gonna slide the bottom on. So this is what you're working with. And let me wipe this thing down. And man, let's talk about it. I don't even know if I know how to properly even review this case because it's such a crazy design, but let's go ahead and take a look. Now, my main concern is, let me make sure it's up there straight. It's kind of no snap really to let you know that the bottom is on there really straight. I feel like they may eventually move on you, but let's take a look at it, all right? Now, this is gonna be for the people that I think just wants no protection on their phone, all right? When I say no protection, I'm not saying that the case doesn't provide any protection, but you probably want just minimal protection when you were talking about this case right here. So let's just go through it. Let's see what this case has going on. I don't even know if I can kind of do the regular test that I usually do, but let's go ahead and walk through it and see what we're talking about. So on that top side, you see that the top basically, your top is basically going to be closed, all right? So you're going to be closed on the top, well, open, I'm sorry. Your top is going to be open, your bald head is out, and your butt is out, all right? That's what this case is. Your head and your butt is both out when you were talking about the top and bottom. But you do have very substantial corners, all right? Now, these are going to be corners that's probably looks like any other case that we may review that has a pretty good protection. So you do get protection on those corners, and you can sit it down when you were talking about sitting down on the table because it has the camera protection as well. And one key about this design is you do not have a rock, all right? So this is basically very minimal. Look at that. That's not even really, I don't know if I can classify that as even a rock. That's like very, very minimal when we are talking about rock. So it does basically sit flat, but your corners are protected and your camera is protected. So it handles what it needs to handle up top. If you drop this on an even surface, we all know every surface isn't even, all right? So we just can't go about this case talking about it to say that this case is protected all in the right areas. Yes, if I dropped it on a surface as flat as this table, I'm pretty sure it's fine, but God forbid you drop it somewhere that it skips off a curb sideways or something and lands. You see what I'm saying? Like the drop case has to be perfect case scenario. So that's where it is on the bottom. And when you're talking about that's what it is on the top. Now on the bottom, as I said, the butt is out on the bottom. Your bottom is completely exposed, but you do have this corner protection here as well. Now I would have loved to seen them maybe, I guess you can't do it because it'll kind of throw off the design of it a little bit, just to kind of cover this little bit up right here. But that's just the design of the case. That is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the protection on all the sides. So that's pretty good. Now, how does it do with the lay on the table protection? Now, it does have a nice lip. As you can see, the four corners are raised very, very good to give you a nice little lip that goes all the way around it. So you can basically set this phone down and you know you're good because it has that nice level of lip in all four corners to protect it. So laying it down on its face works good. Dropping it on its face, once again, that's something that you may have to be concerned about because it isn't a full coverage case. You see what I'm saying? So you definitely have nice lips that goes all the way around. So you can set it on the back and on the face, and you're both inside and outside be fairly protected of everyday use. Now, how do these pieces fit on the phone? Because that was one thing I was worried about. Man, this case is $60, all right? This design is $60. So I was kind of curious of how sturdy these pieces are. Now, this top isn't moving. Do you hear me? Like the top, you have to, you got to really work to get these off, all right? They come off, but you really have to work. So that's good to see when it comes to the top. And even on the bottom, once this is up here, I'm pulling with all my might. And as you see, as I pull this off, the little inside rubber lining came out. That's kind of a good thing to see right there. So you understand that there is a rubber lining, and the rubber lining does come out fairly easy. So that's not a terrible thing. That's good to see that that actually happened right there. But with that rubber lining, it kind of creates like a suction, and you have to really pull a lot to get that rubber liner off and get this side of the case off. So once it's popped on, just using it every day, I don't feel like that's really gonna come off by itself because of how snug it fits and that rubber lining really allowing it to kind of suction in there. And I think you're definitely good to go. Would like to see it be more of a more snap dependent as it snap on the case, but that's better than, I guess, I guess nothing. I guess it's pretty good for what it's used for. All right, so it works in that case. How does it feel in your hands? It feels pretty good because it feels like you're running a naked iPhone. Because technically you are with just some top and the bottom protection, but it keeps the thinness of your phone fine. It doesn't really interfere with anything. I think it works just fine, and the grip of it feels good because you got that extra security of holding on to the bottom, which I feel like really allows you to grip it and really get a good angle on your phone. So definitely interesting. Definitely pretty interesting, if I could say so. Bring it over here with MagSafe. These two, the 14 Pro Max is such a big device that the pieces are separated far enough to where you can still drop it on the MagSafe, hopefully, and it still kind of charges. So it won't work with this Nomad base stand. But if I was to pop this out, MagSafe will connect to this just fine. This is bigger than this area. I'm assuming it can't kind of get that connection that we are expected. But if you pop MagSafe off, if you use something that's not as kind of big as this base right here, I'm sure MagSafe will work just fine for you without any issues. Because if you take a look at the accessories that's up here, you can pop something like the Apple MagSafe wallet on it and you're just good. It pops up there just fine. It fits, no worries. It fits just fine when it comes to that area. Same thing with the Apple MagSafe battery pack. You'll still be able to use that. Still compatible with MagSafe battery packs. And even if you have something, I mean, this is a third party one. It still fits up there fairly well without any issues right there when we're talking about fits. Now, the issue may come from when you get your big boys, your 10,000 milliamp hour battery packs. Those may have an interference. So just kind of keep that in mind when you were talking about this case. But yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be the Arc Pulse case for the 14 Pro Max sitting at $60. Should you buy this thing? All right. I don't know, man. For $60, this is kind of a hard stretch to have this amount of minimal protection. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like to run cases, you want some type of protection in the emergency that you do drop your case. You know, you drop your phone. Then I guess this will get the job done. You know what I mean? You do got your corner protected just fine. If you drop it on an even surface, if you don't want to keep, dropping it in your house and different things like that, I'm pretty sure it'll be just fine. For $60, that's kind of a hard reach for this case. I would like to see that price maybe just a little bit cheaper. In my opinion, you could probably go with something like the Rebel Flex case, which at least is going to give you more protection. You see what I'm saying? It's going to cover a little bit more than the Arc Pulse. But if you want to run something like this, very interesting case. Run this Arc Pulse. Maybe you have enough space in there where you can slap a skin on it. Maybe you can skin your phone and on top run this case at the same time. Definitely might make a little bit more sense for the very minimal person. All right, so head down below, go pick yourself up one. I don't have no affiliate link or anything like that. That site just goes directly to the Arc Pulse website where you can get your order on. So go out there, go grab yourself up one. But if you do want to check that Rebel Flex case out, which I think might be a little bit better when we're talking about protection, I'll leave that video right here.